News and Talk 1380 WAOK, Voices in the Streets Unfiltered. Your man Xavier Brano under MIC. I got my girl
Desi T
and my man's
McCall,
and we have special family members to the Voices in the Streets Unfiltered family. The cast of A Wesley Christmas. Y'all give it up for them, y'all. What's up? Alright, so introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are. Let them know who you are. What's up?
They have on off-white and Louis shoes.
I thought you all introduced them.
I don't know why he stopped.
Do that job.
I don't know why he stopped.
All right. I am Chuck West, and this is my wife Bree West, and we are the producers of A Wesley Christmas.
Awesome.
But I'm also the writer.
Oh
yeah.
Two hats.
She said, give me my credit. Okay.
Right. I get all my pearls.
There you go. There you go. We got two legends also in the building.
We do. You would make them introduce. Oh, okay.
We have to introduce ourselves?
No, I guess he wants you to introduce.
What the hell? Go ahead and do your resume too, please. Go.
Y'all know who he is.
My name is T.C. Carson, and I'm here with Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm here with Crazy.
Who's crazy?
What?
You're like a professor of sorts. Who man you next to?
What is this? What is this?
I'm just trying to stay relevant.
Hey, do your thing.
I feel like you really. Hold on.
All right.
Ladies.
Go.
I'm done.
You done? It's you.
Yeah, it's
Do
you.
we know where you're from? Where you?
Oh yeah, like a fight. Yeah. Tell us where you're hailing from.
This is gonna be fun. Okay, I'm T.C. Carson.
Dorien Wilson.
Wow, really?
From the Parker's sister in the cut. If y'all don't know, you better ask somebody. You've been in the game for 35 years. That's who I am.
Talk that talk.
And I'm here for A Wesley Christmas that is premiering on BT Thanksgiving Day.
There you go. There
Let me
you go.
shake your hand.
BT Plus.
Let me shake your hand.
Yeah.
You motivated me.
Yeah.
You motivated me.
I appreciate that,
You're
man.
the first chubby chaser that made it cool. You made it cool, and I lived that life.
I was trying
I love
not
that
to
life.
chase her, but you know.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right, thank you, and we bring it right back.
Let's go ahead and get back to the movie. We know who is here in the building. So, A Wesley Christmas. Let us know what it's about, because we do know that it is a mom and a dad who brings their kids home for Christmas, and there's some drama, some things that goes down. How was it, playing that?
Say that.
How was it playing that character and being a part of that with a star-studded cast? With a legend like Jasmine Guy, and then some newcomers too.
Go ahead, Sean.
No, go. I've been talking.
You have been.
No,
So go ahead.
Go.
I'm not doing this.
Go.
I'm not doing
Go,
it.
man. Seriously.
So my character, first of all, it was a great experience. Chuck and Bree make sure that we're well taken care of. They really treat us well. And
Top notch.
That's a big part of like being comfortable in order to do the work, is knowing that the people that are in charge really respect who you are and what you do and what you come to do.
Absolutely.
On the second token is the family, all the actors, young and seasoned. We're really great to work with, and it really is like a family. We have a really nice relationship. We laugh and joke all the time, and it feels like a family.
All right.
And my character is dealing with some PTSD and some depression around the holidays, so that Wesley's really gathered to make him feel better.
Are you one of the siblings?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
This brother's outside.
Oh.
Well, we bring him in.
He got some issues.
Walk through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Okay.
It was so dope. They put together an amazing cast, and exactly what TC was saying, it's like it doesn't happen all the time that you have an entire cast that is putting out good energy, and everything is flowing. And so kudos to these two for first of all, a dope script that I read it. I was just like, oh my God, we're bringing black family, black love, so everybody can see our kids come home, they have issues and everything. We work it out, and but it's a beautiful thing to see, because everybody can relate to all of the characters that are put before them, and we had a great time.
What do you think lends itself to a production going and being this close knit? Because I see something that you don't see all the time. Two black people created a film. and they went and found great black actors and actresses to help bring it to life. So do you feel like that's what set you guys apart from the average, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Team?
It's them.
It's them,
Yeah.
okay.
It's them.
Because I see you, like you fit hard, like this hard. Hard. So I know that you just a cool dude. So I'm just wondering. I'm thinking about what set life could be for you guys. It seems like y'all all love each other too. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody made fun of
I
nobody.
don't like him though.
Not really. Oh.
Not really.
We'll talk
They pay
after
me.
this.
They pay me.
This is
They
important.
paid you?
They pay me. You don't know it. I get extra though.
Right, I understand.
I understand.
We
Go
are
ahead.
very different, and we've come to learn that early in the business. We don't treat people. We treat people the way we would want to be treated.
Right.
And that's from the PAs all the way up to the top actor. And people want to work with us because we're genuine. We're not the Hollywood, okay, well, let's go do lunch and then we'll talk about it and then you never hear from us. We say we're going to do something, we do it. And that's different in this business.
Can you speak to what's the difficulties of being black and being filmmakers and writers in this industry and having to go and knock on doors? I don't know how you guys go about making films, but I know a lot of what you got to do as a producer is get people together, collect the money, get the money in the right places. Like, how hard is it for you guys working in the industry like this?
Well, my wife puts me on the pole a lot, so...
Get it how you live. Get it how you
What's
live.
that for? Are you bringing a lot of money?
Obviously.
Let me tell you, our first film we completely financed ourselves, so I'll be working.
Hey,
Right.
Magic Mike is in your toolbox. I respect that.
That's what I'm talking about. So just
By
like
all
with any
means.
business, being black or of color, they make it hard for us because they really don't want us to learn what's behind the doors. So we figured out how to get behind the doors, and we bet on ourselves.
Or jump through a window.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Yes.
we
So
bet on us.
question, because you guys are, a black production company, do you guys focus on hiring and having more people of color along with y'all on set? Like, is that a focus and a priority for y'all?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But with that, we still believe that every part of what we try to do is trying to continue to pursue excellence, right? It's a continued pursuit of doing better each day. And so it's important, and I think that especially being based in DC, DC is not per se a film town. So for us, when we started in 2015, it was very important for us to kind of start with a core group, and kind of help to grow them, train them, give them guidance, give them some support, because if you don't know what you don't know, but if you learn, then you can continue to strive and improve, and you learn to do better, and you do better, and then our films look better, and when you start reaching for certain goals, you're going to achieve it just by virtue of the fact that the people are already committed to you, because we've created a family, an infrastructure, and we're growing together and learning together. So we've shot in LA, we've shot in Atlanta, we're going to be shooting in Atlanta in February, and we just feel very grateful. But it wasn't a situation where we could just say, hey, we'd like to shoot this film, and they said, okay, well, here's the money. For us, we had to pull our resources together at the beginning and go hard and bet on ourselves and believe that we could make it happen. And thankfully, it's worked out. And thankfully, we've been able to achieve a certain level of success with our films, that we're able to attract top talent and icons and people who really are true thespians, and not just people who want to read some lines because they saw somebody else do it. Right.
So I have a question. So as a creator, right, and a writer, how did you come up with the script? Like, where was the idea? Did you take note of all the different random Christmases you've experienced and say, you know what, I'm going to tell my family story? Or was it just out of your imagination? Like, what gave you the inspiration?
I think the inspiration came from wanting to go back to the black family. I think that so many times, I think Hollywood dictates what we watch, right? They say, well, this is what we're focusing on right now. But the reality is, our strength and who we are is our family and our people and all of our colors and all of our layers. So from my perspective, I just wanted to create a story that everyone could relate to, something that people could feel good about, something where people could see themselves in it and laugh. They can kind of go on an emotional roller coaster that ends up with a whole lot of love. You know what I mean? So for me, I just started thinking about who these characters would be, and we have 8 kids we are a blended family. We call it blended to perfection with 8 kids.
Okay.
I brought 4 girls to the marriage. He brought 4 boys. So
Okay, got a Brady bunch.
Oh,
So
right.
we're-
Yeah, right.
we're Black Brady bunch. So from our perspective, we have a whole lot of material to pull from. Okay.
absolutely.
So just in terms of our experiences, Christmas is really big in our house. Like you'll see, there's pictures where the Wesleys are all dressed up in their Christmas stuff. If
That's
you go
y'all.
on our Instagram, we do it every year.
So y'all
matching
the pajamas. So
pajamas.
y'all the matching pajama family.
Yeah,
The onesies are just like the 2 pieces.
Well, we
Which
have a
one?
onesie. Yeah, we can't get the men to do the onesie.
Y'all too tough for
Yo,
onesies?
the onesie comfortable.
They really are.
You gotta be. See, he know. They
You didn't onesie, right?
Yeah, but you got to be able to
board them
have
up.
compartments.
Right.
You're ready to go. You know,
Right.
Well, you don't know how them women be in them bodysuits until you find out. Like, oh, you got to take it all the way
Right,
off.
right, yeah.
Oh, you took it all the way off the
That's the
bathroom.
thing. You got to all the way
That
out.
shit as
All right,
long as you can.
so here's my question for Dorien TC.
Okay.
How are your family Christmases different from what you see on screen in the characters y'all play? Like, can you see like similar opportunities,
Absolutely.
or what's it like for y'all at Christmas?
Before I answer that, I want to say something about the Black family. I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies since we did this movie, and I've watched them water our family down. It's always somebody light-skinned black with somebody white, somebody light-skinned black with somebody Asian, and you don't see black family. So to see this movie and to see an actual black family with people that look like us in the whole spectrum of color, you know, and to know that young people are going to start seeing Christmas movies with people that they can say, that's my family. We didn't have that growing up. So it's really important what they're doing right now is making something that's going to last for generations, so younger people can see themselves during this time of year. You know. Now to answer your question, it depends. Like I'm an only child, and my mother was a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
So we didn't really do Christmas, but she would do Christmas. So like I would get presents, but we do it the day before.
Okay.
And there was no tree, there was no decorations.
It was just-
and, yeah, but she didn't want to make me feel like everybody else was getting
So
and
was
I
that
was
to feel
not getting.
included?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, we did it like that. As an adult, kind of like you all, you know, we dress up and, you know, have champagne.
Yeah, we do the most.
Right. You know, yeah. So I love Christmas time. I love the energy around Christmas because people are usually nicer.
It's love. It's love.
Usually.
Usually. I don't know about this year.
Right.
I don't know how much they pay people to read audiobooks, but they need to bring that to your house. Bring it to your house. That sounded beautiful.
Oh, thank you, brother.
What about you, Dorien? What's Christmas
crazy.
like around you?
But I just want to piggyback what he says. The holidays are so traumatic for a lot of people that you know, we forget that people have lost loved ones and they don't have people around, and there's a lot of mental health issues that surround, you know, that you're around these people, but it's all in our family, and we're exposing that, but we're also bringing black love back. You know, it's like we deal with situations all the time, but we work together, and you know, we're still a family, and we're showing love. So that's what I got to say about that. But growing up, my wife has 8 brothers and sisters, and I've known their family forever, but our family has no money growing up, and so like we would wrap oranges and hairbrushes from Walgreens or whatever, and we would open up that motherfucker and be like, oh yes, an orange! Yes, I got an orange! And it would be the best.
A little package of 3 little colognes.
All of that. All of that.
I would take them separate and wrap them separate for my cousin.
Know that. So that is so prevalent in my mind when I think of Christmas, how we grew up. You know, now we can afford a little bit more,
Right.
But it was
Just
those moments where we opened
hold on.
A little bit more than
You get what
that.
a little bit
I'm
more.
telling you.
No, that's what they're getting. they're getting a little bit more. Not what I can afford.
Right.
I started with an orange nigga. You can take a shirt.
Right. Right.
But also, before I want to piggyback on that as well. So when we went into this project, it was very important for us to be able to continue to tell this story, or tell the story of this Christmas story around African American families. So when we went into starting to pitch the first one, we were pitching all three. We have a 3-picture series. It's a Wesley wedding, and then it's going to be a Wesley destination. So we're following this Wesley family. So we're creating the buzz around and the following for the Wesley family, because not only are we trying to do this 3-picture series, but we're trying to make it an episodic series as well.
Yes.
We feel like they're gonna.
Yes.
We feel like you all are gonna fall in love with the Wesleys
I want you to
because
come back.
they're so real. Like they're just, and they're everything about it. There's 3 generations,
Okay.
which is cool.
hard.
So you start off at 8. You have 18-year-olds. So you got the little trying to sneak out the house and
Right.
do what to do,
Right.
and then you've got the grown siblings who are still have sibling rivalry
Of course.
and trying to figure that out with spouses and significant others, and then not. And then you have the parents who are all trying to navigate the whole thing while still working through their relationship. So I think that what happens is there's something for everyone to appreciate. And one thing that's important is to always kind of highlight the black family. Like one thing that we can't do is get rid of that because we just want to see, where somebody's shooting and killing, or where black people are operating against each other. Let's figure out how we can make our dysfunction functional and our obstacles opportunities. You know what I mean?
So, if I'm hearing you correctly, there's going to be a 3-part series. So it's like every year we're going to see
Y'all are
the
going to follow
Wesley
them
for the next 3 years.
For the next 3 years,
We'll
the Wesleys
come
are
back
coming.
for 3 years. Y'all come back for 3 years.
Will there
We'll be
be
here.
more after that? Will there be more after the 3-part
Oh,
series?
Sure.
We're hoping.
Okay.
That's the point, right? Y'all want
We're
to
making
use
a
the-
series.
Yeah.
So let me tell you who started this whole thing. I was like, when I started, I said, I really think that if this thing comes off right and we get in this cast gels and they work out, we can't just stop at one, because every time you see a black Christmas film,
You want it back.
you always want to know, well, what happened?
What happened?
And then what happened? What happened next? And so for us, instead of kind of waiting 15 years or something to do another project with the same people, we wanted to kind of say, all right, well, what happened next year? Because this family is evolving, as we all are, always evolving. So we said, if we can commit to 3 years, we'll keep it fun, keep them live. But in the meantime, while we were on set, even the cast, specifically Dorien, was like, we need to think about a series here. Like, because we were talking about...
He said, let's get this money, okay?
You're in that space.
Yeah, and so, it kind of confirmed what we were thinking already. So it's funny because she's not right here, but I have a writing partner for part 2
Right.
and onward, and she's actually in the studio.
Shout out to the writing partner.
Chaz,
Yeah.
She is this awesome, phenomenal talent.
Absolutely.
And we are just so excited about what we're going to bring to life for this family. 'Cause
Awesome.
they're
I can't wait to see it.
What I appreciate is that you guys didn't do like a Wesley Christmas part 2, part 3. Like,
No.
you
That's
guys went and
Netflix.
took it
That's Netflix
somewhere
doing it.
else so that we can see y'all in a different space, because I think we need to see black people in a different space. We have the wedding movies, but to follow y'all and then to a destination, which I assume is like a vacation of some sort.
It's gonna be Christmas, all Christmas.
Okay, so
it's
they're all
all
gonna be-
centered around Christmas,
Okay.
but everything's happening different. Like
Okay.
next movie that we shoot at the end of this, actually the beginning of December, there'll be a wedding. Who's getting married? You have
We
to
don't
wait
know.
and see.
Okay.
Right.
However, the next time they'll be somewhere, whether it's Europe, whether it's the islands, it's gonna be somewhere sexy because the West
Yes.
are sexy.
Yeah.
They're
Say,
sexy.
oh,
Wait,
free
wait,
trip?
Mom and Dad.
Free trip?
Know this. Know
Adam
this.
Sandler and
Right.
shit.
Yes.
All right, so before we get out of here, yeah, I mean, y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Y'all stay as long as you want. Trust me, we
I
got
gotta
time.
pee.
We got time, okay? Right. But TC and Dorien, you all played some important roles in your entire career, right?
Yes.
2 specific roles I know as a millennial, which our show basically functions on. Y'all pretty much raised us, okay? And that's not to try to make y'all seem
Old.
no, but that is to say
He said the right thing. He said
season.
season.
But that is to say that we grew up watching y'all every week. You know what I mean?
I still watch them.
Kyle Barker.
How old you was watching them?
UPN.
22?
I was in UPN. Okay, I remember living single, and then
In the
Parkers. Okay,
See, I didn't catch it when it was. I caught it like
on the rewind.
It was all.
I caught it.
Really young.
I caught it when it was
He's the
actually
youngest
going
one out
on.
of us.
I
Yeah.
was born in '96.
So
Wait, hold on. You born when, Papa?
January 1996. I'm 26.
96.
Oh, bless
So
your
no, I
heart.
was watching
Right,
y'all.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Come
right.
on from school, see you. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. And my boy, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all encapsulated.
Wow.
I mean, even when you was on Living Single, you know what I'm saying? That's black love, black empowerment. We know how they tried to do y'all. You know what I'm saying?
and the comedy,
Another time.
but the comedy in both of them, you know what I mean?
Important.
Though there are moments that, you know, if you ask any millennial watching, still remembers. Like, when you think back and reflect on those iconic roles, do y'all still get stopped in the streets and do they still?
kidding me?
Hey, Mr. Oldie, what's up? Or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
where's Maxine at? Where's you know?
Where Maxine at?
Right. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, man.
but it's all love, and you have to embrace that. The alternative would be, you know, if nobody recognized your, so they'd be like, you
That's what I'm always thinking.
Yeah.
Do y'all
So
get offended by
you know,
No, some people do though.
Do you get offended by that?
we're all good, huh?
Do you get offended by that if nobody knows who y'all are? I mean,
Hell no! I like to slide under the radar, but either one of us open our mouth, you can tell by our voice or our laugh or whatever, you know who
Like
we
the
are.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Love
Really helped me out.
See, I don't know how you getting off because I know your voice from the game.
Yeah.
If I don't open my mouth, I'm alright.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I'm saying. But no, it's a blessing to have longevity in this business.
Yeah.
Is, you know, it's a true testament of the our where we come from, and we didn't take anything for granted. You know, this is all God given; it can be taken away any time. And so I always, well, I'm sure we both, but acknowledge where it comes from and stay grounded.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
And it's great knowing that your work is a part of culture.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really get that when we were doing it. I didn't really get it till we came down here, and I really started talking to people. I really get how much of a part of culture that show was. You know,
You saw it?
Absolutely. I think it's been the last couple of years when people stopped me and said, I grew up watching you and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. I remember my early years in this business. I did a show with Sherman Hemsley from the Jeffersons, yeah. And so, like, I had that same kind of feeling. Oh my God, I'm working with you. Oh, you know, and so, you know, I understand and, you know, I appreciate it, but it was that same type of feeling, and now I'm that dude, or we are that dude, you know, so it feels great.
I think I'm a phone.
I wanted to just jump in, being a producer and watching the younger cast, the newer cast come in, and the fact that they were filming with them, they were like fanning, and they were so excited to be doing it, and it was really beautiful to watch because they're establishing themselves in the industry and doing great things, but the deference that they had and the respect that they had, it just showed such love, and I think that was initially what sealed the love in the group, because they were like, we get to work with them. So it was just really special to see that from the outside, watching this black talent just kind of appreciate, and that was really beautiful as part of it.
it feels like family.
They're living legends. They're icons for all of us. From the young, I'm 55, and I admire their work. You know what I mean? So it's like from the top to the bottom.
I think anytime moms watch something and you grow up and you got to see it, like I was coming home, this was on. This was on. You know what I'm saying? This gets internalized, and then you turn 25, 26, and you meet somebody. Hey, man, I just met. That's how old is me. I just met TC. Maybe take a picture. If I call my mom and say I saw Young Thug, she's not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where I feel like that's why I asked you too, because I think it's interesting that both of y'all were kind of just doing your jobs, going to work, having fun, and then later on it's like, oh, we did this thing that's super important. Where I would have thought like season 2 of your show, maybe the light would have clicked. Like, damn, every the world has seen our show.
Yeah.
It wasn't that part, but it did click that this was important. Like the images that we were doing.
Yeah, the black
because we hadn't seen them before.
Right.
Like you didn't really see men on TV with locks that had corporate jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
But now you do.
Right.
And we have conversations because we are voices in the street. We have conversations all the time. We had the debate about being able to talk freely at work.
Right.
And how I feel like code switch. I don't code switch. I talk how I talk, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not irresponsible, but I'm not gonna mince words if we had like a party. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say nothing disrespectful or offensive. But if I'm talking to X and I say, yo, hand me that, I'm not gonna think about the white dude that's two all the way down there telling HR, because that to me isn't my job. I'm me, you're you, we black, we talk like this sometimes. We're not being adversarial, this is love, so whatever. So I'm like hearing that, it's just another branch from that, like being able to wear your locks to law school and not be ridiculed, or every time a girl is told she got to change her hair or she can't come back to school. You know what I'm saying? We still having the same arguments.
Yeah. But part of that is that we still deal with somebody who wants to keep us in a certain place. And at this point in this country, we have everything we need. We need to stop going to somebody else and do it ourselves.
That's a fact.
We need our own schools. We need to teach our own kids. Stop asking somebody else to teach our history for us and do it ourselves.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing about the movie is that we are bringing black families back together, and we're telling our stories, and you'll be able to pick out and identify, somebody in this cast. Can
I ask you guys? Can I ask all of you? This is because all of you. Do you feel like it's intentional from Hollywood to try to separate us?
Absolutely. It's intentional in this country.
Yeah.
They've been separating us since the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you going to give welfare to people but tell them they can't have their husband in the house? You don't give them money, but you got to take the man out. When you look at commercials today, you don't see a whole lot of black men.
No, you don't.
You don't see black families.
Exactly. I couldn't even get it out quick enough.
I'm starting to see a lot of black men with white women, or vice versa. I'm seeing
blended families.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with a blended family.
No, we're not saying that.
What we're saying is the idea that you couldn't find a dark-skinned family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To throw on TV. The idea that every McDonald's you walk into is gonna have an Asian kid, a black kid, a white kid.
Right.
And all of these different
And everybody
things.
kind of looks beige.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Or racially ambiguous. But what about this? Talking about Christmas movies, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a black Christmas trope? Like, how do you like distinguish from all the other? But first of all, there's not many black Christmas movies in them. First of all, you got a couple of them you can probably ring off and like. But is there like this same type of like storyline of like, okay, there's a drunk, we all got a drunk uncle. He comes around.
Absolutely.
There's these kids that's trying to make out. They trying to and people are trying to find themselves. Like, is there something? Have y'all seen in your experience of as working, making Christmas movies, watching Christmas movies, that there's the same kind of, just like in like black horror movies or black movies in general, like there seems to be like, this is how we are, this is the only way you see us, versus you have other breakout movies where you're like, oh, we get to see each other in different lights. You know what I mean? We just
well, we don't work in a box. Our production company, we're different, like I said earlier. So our idea of what we wanted the Christmas project to be is exactly what we put on the screen. So we know. We've all seen the typical Christmas movies or black Christmas movies. That's not what we did.
No, and we're very intentional in casting. I know sometimes you'll look at movies and you'll see a whole lot of like light-skinned people all doing and whatever. We are the full rainbow because our black is beautiful in every view, and it's important for every black person to see themselves on television and see how beautiful they are and how celebrated they are. So we're very particular about that. In terms of the Wesleys, see, the thing about all of us, whether we're on TV or not, is we're all so colorful. Our families all could be a show. Our families all could be a movie. But we chose to make this special story about the Wesleys, who have their own set of circumstances that are different than anybody else, but they still have they still have love. They still have, the traditional Christmas feel good, because you have to have that. You can't end with everybody getting exploded in the house, because that messes up that messes up the whole Christmas vibe. But at the end, and then we can't do part 2. Right. But at the end of the day, like, we were very specific about making sure that there were so many different storylines, and they weren't the same storylines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then,
I have 2 questions for TC and Dorien. Where did you guys naturally find yourselves to help mentor or guide the up and coming actresses and actors that you guys worked with while on set, or did they like kind of find themselves and come to you? How did that kind of work out?
It's kind of hard sometimes because you don't want to overstep your bounds when you're talking to another actor. So if they have, you may see something, but until they actually open the door for you to have the conversation with them, you can't really say anything to them. But they were really open to ask us questions and, help me. What do you think about this, and how can I get to that? So the door was open for us to do just that and talk to them about what they were doing.
Right. I can't even say it any better. It was exactly that way. And you do see certain things or whatever, and if they're amenable to listening to an idea or suggestion or whatever, and they the whole cast was immediately.
Is there any actors and actresses that are up and coming that's in the film that we should be watching out for?
All of them.
Absolutely. They did such an amazing job casting, and I wouldn't say that just because I'm in it. It's a star-studded cast all the way through.
I haven't felt this way about a cast since Living Single.
Really?
Wow.
That's
big.
powerful.
It's 9 of the
everybody.
hottest, youngest up-and-coming actors in film and television in this project.
And I don't know.
And that's outside of the 3 icons.
And I don't know if they're aware, but a lot of times the cast would come. The younger cast would come when they weren't even walking, just to watch them film.
That's what you
to kind of learn. And I thought that was really nice, because when they had off days, instead of resting, they were coming to set to watch them film from behind the scenes and just learn. And I love that, because they really, it was very intentional. The cast was very intentional, and they were very serious and respectful, and it shows.
Yeah, but what was also dope is we had a lot of family scenes, so everybody got to play at the same time. So it was really, really cool.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm super excited. Even just the background, I'm super excited.
Do we ask all our questions?
Yeah.
We did it?
Yeah, I think we did. You got more questions?
You've been trying to wrap up for the last 20 minutes.
I still have to pee.
We gotta get out of here, okay?
So we gotta be respectful of the legends here. So they gotta go.
Shout out to the icon.
Shout out to the
icon. Shout out to the whole class.
What's the name of the movie one more time for everybody to watch it? One more time. Let's give it to them. 1, 2.
Wesley Christmas.
Oh, that sounded beautiful. Oh my God. That was
So it is available on BET Plus now. And it will
Oh, it's already
be,
there?
yes,
Streaming on
streaming.
BET Plus.
But it will be out
Thanksgiving
on
Day.
Evening, actually,
Evening,
8 o'clock
yeah.
on Thanksgiving evening after
And you
Patrick
guys are doing
Turner.
a city tour premiere,
cocktail.
correct? So
Yes.
where
hard.
are we going next?
LA.
We'll be in LA.
Los
Okay, so Atlanta tonight, tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
and then LA,
And then New York.
and then New York. DC was the first stop. Then
Yes.
all right, understood.
All right.
There you go.
Did she just say that we're have a poster or billboard in Times Square?
No,
Did it? Oh, okay.
just put it on the table, huh?
Wesley
And he said just smack it on the table like
Wesley Christmas on billboards.
Times Square.
But there'll be one in Atlanta.
Okay.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Hey yo, News
I'm
and Talk,
just saying.
News and Talk, 1380 WALK. We're the voices in the street, the voices of the community. Is me, Austin McCall,
Your girl Desi T.
Xavier Brandon.
and we out.
We out.
Thank you.
What's up? We are Voices in the Streets Unfiltered on 1380 WAOK. I am your girl Desi T.
I'm Austin McCall.
I'm Xavier Brandon on the MIC.
I need y'all to like and subscribe. Search Voices in the Street Unfiltered on YouTube. That's us.
And definitely tap in on social media at VIS Unfiltered Radio ATL on all social media. Please believe it, you need to tap in.
Yes.
Believe it.
So like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your daddy. You need to be locked in with Voices in the Streets Unfiltered on 1380 WAOK.
Chill, push the red button.